White men fight back against what? Other white Christian men? Did they not get the memo that it was another white Christian man that shot Charlie Kirk? What are they protesting about? White men fight back against whom? I mean, they're going to use this obviously as a rallying cry to continue to be more racist, because that's what they are. When you have a bunch of neo-Nazis and white supremacists upset that Charlie Kirk is no longer with us, it makes me wonder what kind of Christian values Charlie Kirk was talking about if the white nationalists and the white supremacists are upset that he and his ideas are no longer with us. Anyway, who are they fighting back against? Because it's constantly white Christian men in this country who are the problem. It's not just white men, it's white Christian men. It's always Christian men, Christian pastors, Christian politicians. How many white Christian men do you think we're going to find on the Epstein list if it ever gets released? Oh, I bet you there's going to be a lot of white Christian men on that list. It's always white Christian men. So let's not pull punches and act like that's not the case. The problem in this country is white Christian men. I can't imagine what's going to go wrong when you have a bunch of neo-Nazis talking about white men fight back. Is this how we make America great again? Okay. All right, let's see what happens. It won't be good.
Protests have broke out in Huntington Beach of white men cheering "White men fight back."
White men fight back! White men fight back! White men fight back!
The guys chanting that literally look just like the shooter. They're wearing the same colors. He's a white man, they're white men. I don't know what this whole protest is really supposed to spark, but I can't imagine this is gonna go well for these guys. The shooter was white. I mean, they're literally doing the Spider-Man meme at this point. And what these men are inciting is the idea of a civil war against themselves. It seems as though their hopes are to inspire extreme rightists to fight against the left side. Their protest is not about peace. Their words are literally "fight back," and they're shouting this out for every white man to hear. I can imagine that a lot of these guys will be identified by the end of the weekend, and they will probably be without a job. But I'll keep you guys up to date on the termination of all of these guys, and what do you think about this?
White men fight back. Those have been the words that have been going, on my timeline or my FYP for a while now. At least for the past 3 or 4 days, ever since Charlie Kirk was unalived in Utah. So here comes the question. There comes a group of, some people call them extreme rightists, that were shouting white men fight back. But fight back against who? That is the real question that most people are asking. If the unaliver of Charlie Kirk was from a Republican family, both the parents and him, as you can see from this video right here, were part of the, MAGA and the Republican team. But now, why are these people shouting that white people fight back? Fight back against who? Let's watch a few clips and then have a really quick discussion on the same.
Did you see the parade of angry white men chanting, "White man fight back, white man fight back"? It's extremely alarming to hear, but I'm more so confused. My brother in Christ, for people that look like us to the outside world, it appears that we run and own everything. So most people are curious, who are you fighting back against? And not only that, if you're talking about Charlie Kirk, if you're talking about most mass and school shooters, they're people that look like us. They're white people. So I'm genuinely confused. When you're out there on the street with your tiki torches and you're yelling, "White man, fight back," what? Who? Who are you being oppressed by? Ourselves? We need to be fighting ourselves? I'm curious. And not to mention, after the third or fourth time saying, "White men fight back," don't you just naturally want to get quiet and just be like, oh, maybe white men should be fighting back against our own, against fellow people that look like us. We can stand up for injustices, absolutely, but to think that white men are the ones being oppressed, hard to gain an audience on that platform.
Men fight back! White men fight back! White men fight back!
Who are you fighting back against? Minorities ain't have shit to do with it. So are y'all fighting back against other white people? I just want to know.
You know what? I spent the better part of all last night feeling sick to my stomach. Feeling sick to my stomach about the video I saw coming out of that Utah case. Sick to my stomach. Feeling horrified. At the same time that was going on, there was yet another act of violence at a school. Sick to my stomach that Minnesota representatives are getting attacked. Sick to my stomach that we have a nation leading the world with money and progress and all of these things, and you're leading the world with horrific violence, hate, and aggression. I wish I had a chalkboard lesson. I wish I had a word to write and everybody would pay attention, because I write that, I joke, and everybody thinks it's so funny and watches me. Yet I am watching the unraveling of a civilization while people take control over it, amp up fear, amp up hatred, amp up violence, and lead with it. I don't have that solution. I am so tired of a nation that is supposed to be leading this world. All of the resources, all of the access, all of the advantages that they have, and you are shooting each other in the streets? I wish I had some sort of magic quote to say. I wish I could be funny enough for you guys to listen to me and to stop. But I am going to say this. You are not going to beat violence with more violence. I promise you that. You aren't going to just go up and up and up in this escalation of stupidity and hope for a good end. It won't end well. You want this to stop? Come up with actual solutions. Come up with ways of taking care of your children, educating your children, feeding your children, actually helping people with mental health issues. Figure out ways to give everybody access and empathy and inclusivity in that society, because if you don't, it will all burn to the ground. Start leading with the change, not with pointing the finger and saying they're the problem, because that's getting everybody absolutely nowhere. Come up with a solution, and if you don't have one, shut up.
All death can do to the believer is deliver him to Jesus. A bullet fired at Charlie Kirk is a bullet fired at all of us. There will be no mercy, no diplomacy, and no surrender to those extremists and their anti-Christian and anti-conservative values and ideology who seek to wipe us out. Charlie was not a violent man. He was a family man. We are under attack and we must defend ourselves. It is time for justice, and war has now been declared.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. Every conservative in the country called panicking.
She's a lawmaker. She's a congresswoman. And she's not the only one saying this. The Democrats are responsible for this. Fox News, Jesse Waters, the Democrats are responsible for this. They're literally telling the conservative, the right-wing viewers, the right-wing voters, the right-wing crowd to declare war on the left. And what's the result of that?
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
When I said earlier that I condemn violence, I will not condone violence. This is why. Violence only begets violence. They are blaming this on the left, blaming this on Democrats, when we're not the ones that spread the rhetoric of, gun violence is okay. Charlie Kirk himself spreads the rhetoric that gun violence is acceptable. But I need you to understand the communities that are most in danger with this type of rhetoric, this type of violence being threatened, this type of war on the streets being threatened. Not people that look like me. Unless you talk to me, unless you follow me online, you won't know that I'm a leftist. I'm pretty Republican coded. When they say they're going after the left, They're going to profile people to determine who the left is. So if you are black and brown, if you are trans, if you are queer, if they feel like you're trans, if they feel like you're queer, if they feel like you're a leftist at all, then you can be a target of this violence. And no, I'm not saying that everybody in the LGBTQIA plus community or black and brown community is a leftist. That's what they think. So why do I condemn violence? It's because always in this country, when violent rhetoric gets turned up, it's always marginalized communities that pay the highest price for it. Violence only begets violence forever and always. Non-violent civil disobedience does work. We need to do it en masse. We need to shut the system down. But now, by the actions of one man, everybody on the right is using this as an opportunity to attack. Because guess what? The people on the right, the politicians on the right, they know they're losing. They know that the nonviolent civil disobedience is working. They know that the tide is turning against them. They know that the American people are not standing for their bullshit. So they need something. They need something to take control of it and stop us. They're grabbing onto this violent act to declare war on the left. And the most ironic part of the entire thing is that everybody I hear from the left is condemning the violence, condemning the shooting, and they are now calling for more violence. It is always their rhetoric that calls for violence, and it is always the rhetoric of the left to preach nonviolence and condemn acts of violence.
Great. I'm back, folks, with my own honest opinion about this whole situation. Initially, after Charlie Kirk was unalived in Utah Valley during his, that sort of campaign or a discussion with the students, the governor of Utah, that is Governor Cox, did make some pronouncements about the issue. And he was saying, I was hoping that the shooter wasn't one of us. And that word really sparked a lot of debate amongst people. Some were saying he was hoping that the shooter wasn't a Republican or wasn't a white, was from the black community or an immigrant. And then there was another group that was saying he was hoping that the shooter wasn't from Utah. So now, how you interpret this whole situation is entirely up to you. But here comes the issue. Before the shooter was apprehended and was taken into custody, we could weigh in on both sides. But right now that it's evident that he is from a Republican family, he's a rightist and all that, in as much as he was part of that group, from the messages that they were released to the media the previous days, the dude was full of hate and was somehow, unhappy with a few things that Charlie Kirk was saying. So he was pretty much, he was just having hate in his heart, and that is why he did what he did. So what do you think these white people are saying? Fight back, fight back, fight back against who? If the alleged shooter is one of them. So I think this is just some form of, a campaign by the extreme rightists to start some form of, exchange or war with the leftists or Democrats, or maybe get into an altercation with the black community and all that. So that is my thinking. I don't know what you think. I'm open to discussion. Tell me what you think down below in the comment section, and then let's have a discussion. Thank you so much for watching. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, please take a minute to subscribe, like and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.